Hi, it's Tara Green, and it is December 17th, and Saturn entered Aquarius today in Eastern Standard and Greenwich Mean Time, and the Saturnalia, the traditional Roman holiday where slaves are freed and everybody gets to joke around and gamble and do everything topsy-turvy, also started on this day. And the moon also entered Aquarius, so it's a big Aquarian woohoo! The moon conjunct Jupiter already and is void of course from 12:34 a.m. That's again Eastern Standard Time. So the Aquarian moon also conjuncts Saturn, so we're off to a big rollicking Aquarian start here. Aspects are pretty light all day. The moon sextiles Venus now in Sag, very upbeat, optimistic. We want to get traveling, we want to see the bigger heights, we want to be fun and light and optimistic, and everything's looking up roses. Everybody's getting ready for the big, it's only 4 days away now, for the winter solstice. Now, one of the things I noticed is that they are having a big global worldwide meditation, and they're doing it at 11:11, I believe, universal time, because they're trying to align with master numbers, but technically that is not correct. I've done ceremonies for like 35 years now, always on the equinoxes and the solstices, and I'm a stickler. I have a Virgo South Node, and for doing it right when the sun enters the cardinal sign. So on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn. That is the beginning of the winter solstice. That's so that, it's at 2:02 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, 5:02 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, 7:02 in the morning, Greenwich Mean Time. So all the druids and all the pagans and the witches are going to be out there at Stonehenge at 7:02 in the morning, watching the sun come up. I would think at that time in England, I'm not sure. But the sun does enter the sign of Capricorn, which means in tropical astrology that the sun is actually standing over the Tropic of Capricorn. This is tropical astrology. That's why it's called tropical astrology. So really, I would highly recommend to be really in alignment. Maybe you have to do this 3 times a day on the 21st, because what I'm really following now is this Uluru Australian Aboriginal indigenous people who have this prophecy called the Magic Box Prophesy, and you can go and check that out through the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. They interviewed these 2 men who are kind of well-known archaeologists and have done all this research and work with the indigenous elders. They do not recommend that anybody goes there in Uluru unless you're invited specifically. Otherwise, it's best for you to align with Uluru, to face that direction, to be in meditation, to prepare from now until then. Now they're going to do the ceremony at 9:02 at night, Uluru Australian time, which I believe translates as 6:02 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. But you can look that up on there's different clocks, for measuring the time. So wherever you are in the world, I'm personally feeling really drawn, because I listened to this whole video for an hour and a half, and it just went click, click, click with me. It has to do with the Pleiadians, and that the Aboriginals in Australia, like they do in the many indigenous tribes in North America and in South America, believe that the Pleiadians seeded all human consciousness on the planet. And so I would feel very called to that. Now they're just saying, well, Jupiter and Saturn happen to be aligning at that time. Obviously they're not taking the sign of Aquarius or anything like that into it. They just feel that this box that's going to be turned on to assess the state of humanity's consciousness. Not clear how long this ceremony is going to go on for. They've been preparing for 3 years apparently for this ceremony. So to cleanse, to purify your energy, to clarify your essence, your soul, to be in the highest state of love and for the earth. It's not about your ego. It's not about creating anything personally. It's about being there to honor Mother Earth. This guy was saying that, humans don't deserve actually to live on the planet. So what it is basically is if humanity's true soul, spirit, intention is to serve Mother Earth, is to allow the divine feminine to ascend and rise and to lead, because she is always in divine relationship, and to stop harming the animals, the plants, the earth, the world, each other, then humanity gets a chance from the Pleiadians and from Gaia, of course, to go to this kind of higher level. This is the prophecy where kind of the earth divides into two different states of consciousness, which I remember hearing about in the 60s. And there's 3 years. So if humanity doesn't raise enough consciousness level, and apparently they need a certain number of people in Australia itself to be aligned, then we're all going to get wiped out. Then they're talking about building a pole shift. So it's really up to us. But again, it's not about your ego whatsoever. It's not about manifesting wealth. It's not about you manifesting whatever for yourself at all. This is about really getting out of your ego's way and saying, what did my soul really come here to do? My spiritual self has nothing to do with material goods except that I honor the earth as a caretaker, as a lover, as a midwife, as a mother, to nurture the earth, to nurture the animals, to nurture those I love. So I hope you understand that message. That to me felt like a real true message. And the guy was really down to earth and really matter of fact. Okay, now, so back to these aspects. All right. So, you know, I wasn't really buying into the big hoo-ha about the age of Aquarius, la-di-da, like as if everything's going to change. It's not. And it's not so much with the age of Aquarius. Yes, it is in alignment. But there were other things going on. That's my honest feeling about it. Okay, not to be a bummer or anything here. Just try to keep it real. It's Saturn still, you know. So it is an important, you know, alignment on the 21st, 800 years. The first time Jupiter and Saturn have been in Aquarius, etc., etc. Okay, so where are we here? Back to the 17th. Okay, the Aquarius moon sextiles Chiron in Aries. So you want instant healing. You want to look at your wounds in a new way. Chiron has just begun to turn direction on the 15th, late in the 15th, actually, into the 16th. So all of these things are happening at the same time. Chiron now moving ahead, like fire walking. It's like firepower, which is like spiritual energy. Boom, just like waking up. And you got to remember that Uranus is in Taurus. So the planet that rules Aquarius in modern astrology, Uranus, is in Taurus. So this is a very earthy, very grounded, very embodied, very sensuous, very practical Uranian revolution now for the next 3 or 4 years. The moon does square Uranus and Taurus at 1:50 p.m. So the moon is void of course. I keep saying the moon is void of course there. I think they've made a mistake. I'm looking at my book here. I think they made a mistake. Anyway, the card of the day here is strength, and the beautiful Muse Tarot, this is the number 8 in this deck. Strength is also number 11 in some decks, but it's clearly Leo energy, and so we need to listen to the lion, you know, that beautiful Van Morrison song, one of my favorite songs, Listen to the Lion, and I would really go check that out on YouTube. That's the lion, your courage, your strength, your forbearance. Leo is the opposite of Aquarius, so every sign always infers its opposite or its shadow side. So you know, it's not like we have to get rid of our egos. You certainly need an ego to establish that your soul is here, but you don't let it run itself because it always is based on fear. And one of the big things about getting ready for this 21st is having no fear. They're not getting into the politics. They're just saying not buying into the fear. Okay, not letting worldly things disturb you, you know, greed, jealousy, whatever, insecurity, any of that stuff. So the card of strength here is very appropriate. The woman riding the lion is, of course, holding an infinity symbol, the number 8. And it is 8 years since the supposed end of the Mayan calendar, December 21st, 2012. And some people are saying that this is more appropriately that new age, new alignment. And that's mentioned too on that video. So Leo rules the heart, rules the essence of the child. So go into your heart and get your strength, get your willpower, get your third chakra going, the sun, you know, let the sun shine, let the sun shine in. Okay, Age of Aquarius. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube. Follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Many blessings to you. Strength.